I am president of the Saskatchewan Mining Association. Before we start, I'd like to start with some virtual housekeeping items. Everyone's microphone has been automatically muted to keep the background cheering to a minimum. We would also ask that you turn your video camera functions off so that our presenters are featured. So Doug, I'll get you to turn your video off. Also, we want to let you know that we are recording this virtual launch, and you can find a listing of all Saskatchewan Mining Week activities at our website at saskmining.ca. For the launch today, we are joined by the chair of our board, Ms. Tammy Van Lambalgen, Vice President and Chief Corporate Officer at Orano, and the Honourable Bronwyn Eyre, Minister of Energy and Resources, as well as other dignitaries, including Honourable Laurie Carr, Minister of Government Relations, Senator Marty Klein, Deputy Ministers Donna Johnson, Labour Relations Workplace Safety, Sarah Harrison, Ministry of Environment, and Doug McKnight, Ministry of Energy and Resources, as well as our SMA board leaders, senior leaders, member companies, as well as colleagues at various associations and supplier companies. I would also like to welcome some people that have been able to join us today by virtue of our virtual launch, Associate Deputy Minister Sean Tupper and Director General Fatini Kutslavas from NRCan. Thank you to everyone who's joined us this morning. It's my pleasure now to introduce the chair of our board, Ms. Tammy Van Lambalgen.
Thanks, Pam. Good morning. As chair of the Saskatchewan Mining Association, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the virtual launch of Mining Week in Saskatchewan. We are pleased to be joined by the Honourable Bronwyn Eyre, Minister of Energy and Resources, to provide remarks from the Government of Saskatchewan. Today marks the start of Mining Week in Saskatchewan with the theme, Mining, Essential to Our Local and Global Communities. While the importance of mining operations in Saskatchewan has always been recognized, the global COVID-19 pandemic has brought focus to the essential nature of mining and its supply chain in providing food, clean energy, critical minerals, as well as essential jobs to our economy. We are recognizing Mining Week in a different virtual way this year. We have modified the formats of the events traditionally held in person during Mining Week and look forward to hosting various webinars throughout the week with our partners. These events are listed on our website. Unfortunately, we did need to cancel the flagship emergency response mine rescue competition, the first cancellation in its 52-year history. These past months have been truly extraordinary times. Beyond its unprecedented challenges, the pandemic has reinforced the utmost importance of keeping our employees and communities safe. And while we quickly introduced many measures to protect our people and provide a safe work environment, our member companies have remained true community partners, providing financial support and direct assistance to many groups across Saskatchewan. And during these challenging times, we are privileged to be able to continue to make a difference and improve the quality of life for Saskatchewan people by providing essential work while assisting global communities in providing critical minerals that deliver food security and clean energy to the world. At this time, I would like to ask the Honourable Bronwyn Eyre, Minister of Energy and Resources, to say a few words on behalf of the Government of Saskatchewan. Bronwyn.
Thank you very much, Tammy, and good morning, everyone. I'm very pleased to be here joining you all remotely this morning to help launch Mining Week, not in the way we have done previously, but in a way that suits the current time. I would like to acknowledge my colleague, Minister Carr, who's joining us this morning, other legislative colleagues, and Senator Marty Klein. A welcome also to you. So back at PDAC in March, the evening of the Saskatchewan reception, I touched on what were some pretty top of mind preoccupations at the time. The rail strike that had taken place before Christmas, cyclical and other market challenges in the potash and uranium sectors, layoffs leading to uncertainty for workers, 2 train derailments on the same stretch of railway in Saskatchewan within a few months, and at the time, national rail blockades. That was then. Little did we know what challenges were to come with COVID-19, that some mines would have to be shut in to protect northern workers and communities, that a whole new world of enhanced safety protocols would have to be navigated at mine sites across the province, that junior companies in particular would face exacerbated challenges from limited capital markets, to limited site access. You, as members and workers in the Saskatchewan mining sector, have navigated these uncharted waters and more. You have truly risen to the occasion. The theme of this week's Mining Week is essential to local and global communities. And certainly, the mining sector in Saskatchewan is that, essential. An essential service, as we know, but essential also to our economy and to our economic recovery. Our mining sector is diverse. We produce, as you all know, the most potash of any country, about 30% of the world's total. We are the second largest producer of uranium, accounting for 13% of global production. In recent years, we have also seen growing diversification in the sector into diamonds, nickel, and copper. Rare earths and lithium are on the horizon. The Diamond Services Laboratory, the Geoanalytical Laboratory, are among the most significant and largest in the world, and they're right here in the province of Saskatchewan. We have an internationally renowned geological survey and a growing presence of junior exploration companies. Exploration expenditures in the province in 2019 were over $200 million, and Saskatchewan's mining sector generated $7.4 billion in sales. As a province, we offer a stable regulatory environment, competitive royalty structures, and incentives. In November, with the release of our province's growth plan, we also reinstated the PST exemption for exploratory and downhole drilling. And we have developed the Targeted Mineral Exploration Incentive, which supports exploration for precious and base metals and diamonds. We have a great story to tell here in Saskatchewan, and as a sector, you have helped us tell it. Your generosity throughout this pandemic has been amazing. BHP, Orano, Denison Mines, NextGen, ISO Energy, K+S Potash, Cameco, Mosaic, Nutrien, and the SMA itself have donated well over $2 million in food bank support, mental health support, supplies, masks, breakfast and lunch programs, and care packages to communities across the province. You do us proud as a province. Thank you for your generosity. And thank you as companies, workers, and citizens of Saskatchewan for your resilience during this very challenging time. On behalf of the Premier and my legislative colleagues, have a wonderful and productive mining week.
Thank you, Minister Eyre. Our governments and regulators have been our partners in finding solutions to the challenges brought forward by this pandemic. For this collaboration, we are stronger together, and we thank you. I will now ask President of the SMA, Pam Schwan, to introduce the video presentation.
Thank you, Tammy. We are very proud to share our Saskatchewan Mining Week video with you, illustrating how the exploration and mining sector in Saskatchewan has responded to the COVID-19 crisis and how mining is essential to local and global communities.
As we launch this year's Mining Week, we take some time to reflect on Saskatchewan's exploration and mining industry's response to the COVID-19 pandemic and our role as an essential business for Saskatchewan and the global community. Beyond its unprecedented challenges, the pandemic has provided an opportunity to have clarity on our values and to recognize the utmost importance of keeping our employees and communities safe. We are grateful for heroic efforts of the health sector workers, as well as those in other essential businesses who have responded in safe and innovative ways to our new realities. We have realized that we are indeed stronger when we work together, even though we are physically apart. For our industry, it has meant being recognized as essential for the provincial economy because the products we mine are vital in providing food, critical materials, and clean energy to the world. Stronger Together has meant that our governments and regulators have been our partners in finding solutions to the challenges brought forward by COVID-19. For this collaboration, we thank them. Working together, it's first and foremost recognizing our pride in our 13,000 direct employees and 20,000 indirect workers and suppliers who continue to work safely and provide essential services. Think of the exploration geoscientists at the frontier of discovering new mines, the coal miners who help power Saskatchewan, the potash miners who provide fertilizer to help feed the world, particularly at this critical seeding time with farmers in the field, the uranium producers who help generate clean energy in Canada and across the world, and those mining gold, because when we do come out of this pandemic, gold will be a critical financial instrument. In response to the evolving pandemic, our industry's first priority was, as always, to protect our employees' health and safety and all those involved in our activities. We quickly introduced measures to enhance existing safety protocols. We restricted access to the mines and implemented screening protocols. We applied physical distancing measures. We made personal protective equipment such as masks, gloves, and goggles mandatory in more areas, and we increased hand washing and sanitation requirements. We added more health-related signage at the sites. We have also increased our focus on the mental health of our workforce, so even though we are physically apart, we aren't socially isolated. For some mine sites, the measures were even more drastic. To protect our northern employees and their communities, we suspended production at all remote mines and mills. Only essential personnel remain on site to ensure the safe care and maintenance of the facilities until production can safely resume. Many of our colleagues were sent home temporarily with pay. And the majority of the exploration companies cut short their winter programs. Although, like everyone else, we are faced with uncertainty, our mining operations have remained true community partners by providing support to our neighbors. We have donated PPE such as masks, hand sanitizer, gloves, and more. We have provided financial assistance to many nonprofits, community organizations, Indigenous, and emergency response groups. We have offered computer equipment and online educational resources for educators and kids who are also trying to find their way through this experience. And recognizing the economic fallout of COVID-19 on our supply chain, including Saskatchewan and Indigenous-owned companies, we're doing all we can to support them. For example, we have provided local suppliers with the cash flow they need by accelerating the payment of their invoices or moving forward on capital spending for projects that could still safely proceed. Like everyone else, the Saskatchewan exploration and mining sector is looking forward to resuming routine activities. We appreciate the very high level of public support we consistently receive from Saskatchewan people, and we recognize that we are privileged to be able to continue to make a difference and improve the quality of life for Saskatchewan people by providing essential work to employees and suppliers, by continuing to contribute to government revenues to fund health, education, and infrastructure programs, and by providing community support. All of that while also assisting the global community by providing our essential mining products.
That's a great video. Certainly makes me proud to work for this industry. In closing, we hope you can join us in some of the virtual activities planned this week. Details are on the SMA website at saskmining.ca. Thank you for joining us for the virtual launch of Mining Week in Saskatchewan. Mining is truly essential for Saskatchewan. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, everybody, for the virtual launch of Saskatchewan Mining Week. We hope that next year we're able to do this in person, but thank you very much for joining us in this virtual way today.